Hello. So for simplicity's sake, just so I'm not spending a bunch of time on the episode wasting it, um, I decided I'm just gonna go and um do Lethal Lava Man instead. Um, the lava texture is very fuzzy. Um, yeah, that is like the weirdest part about this like remaster, quote unquote. I don't. This isn't really. I wouldn't even qualify this as a remaster. It's more of just like a port with certain upreses. Um, the the I don't know what I was gonna say. The that was one thing that was also announced like a couple weeks ago is that the 3DS is finally getting discontinued, which is kind of like a situation of like I think everyone's kind of surprised that didn't happen earlier. It just is like I haven't. I've played my 3DS like recently, because I just replayed Kid Icarus Uprising, again recently. Um, I figured to get the right coin star first because it's this is like the easiest map for it. Um, yeah, but Kid Icarus Uprising, or I played my 3DS recently because Kid Icarus Uprising, I enjoy the game. Um, but yeah, so the 3DS got discontinued recently, and I don't know, it feels kind of weird. It's like officially like the end of that era. I guess that would be the Wii U era, technically. Um, which that kind of stinks. And like the 3DS, I was thinking about it, and like 3DS is the lifespan for that system was kind of nuts though. Like it lasted like 9 years or so. It's like 2011 to 2020, or I guess 2020. 2020 is kind of a weird way to say it. Fuck off. Alright, thank you. Goodbye. All right. Um, almost walked over the edge there. Um, yeah, but like I think the only system that had like a longer lifespan than the 3DS was like the Game Boy, which I mean, including the Game Boy and Game Boy Color lifespans, that I think it had like 11 years from roughly like 1989 to 2000. And yes, I do consider the Game Boy Color just part of the Game Boy, because I mean there wasn't any extra graphical power, and yeah, it had its own exclusive games, but I mean it also like half of those games could still be played on the Game Boy. That'd be like like to consider its own like console generation or handheld console generation for Nintendo is like that'd be like if like the PS5's coming out. That'd be like if the PS5, like if the PS5 could play if the PS4 could just play like PS5 games for like the entire duration of its life. I get that there were like Game Boy Color only games, but I mean there was a small percentage of Game Boy Color only games compared to like regular ones. Fuck. Fuck. I need to focus on this. Okay. Good. One down. Taking them one on one is easy. It's when they all gang up on you. There we go. Oh, just a regular one. Hey, friend. You're easy because you're also bigger, which makes it easier to just jump on your head. Well, see. It's always the opposite of whatever I say. If I say it's easy, I end up fucking myself. If I say it's hard, then I end up doing it first try. Okay, that's not the angle I want you going in. I guess we'll... God damn it. I guess we'll just... It's easier to just push you all the way to the other end. There we go. And start. But yeah, I don't... That was, PS5 had like that whole debacle recently where they essentially, so when the PlayStation originally launched in Japan, they set it up so that the Red Hot Log Rolling, oh, okay, they set it up so that the fucking the confirm button was the circle, and the cancel button is the X, or in Japan they just call it a cross. But over here in America, the thing about like circle and cross is like that doesn't mean anything to Americans really. I mean X's are usually considered bad and circles are usually considered good, but like for the most part, oh shit, that takes that away. Okay. Oh, okay, response. Yeah, but like, you know, those symbols don't mean as much over here. So like, so over here they decided to base the confirmation shit on the colors of the buttons, since blue over here usually means good or like yes, and red means bad. You know, it's just kind of like that's cultural representation of color. So yeah, so like over in Japan though, it's always been the opposite, and so Sony's always had to put like, Sony's localization teams have always had to like kind of like do minor work every time a game gets localized to switch the confirm and cancel buttons for like menus and shit. But it just came out recently that the PS5 is going to standardize the entire, I don't know if it's the entire world, but at least over in Japan is going to be standardized to the American way of X being confirm and circle being like go back. And apparently Japanese people are pissed off about it because originally I thought it was just like they were angry because like, oh, my muscle memory doesn't like subject to that. Apparently it's something like more cultural though. They're kind of pissed off because it's kind of seen as like a betrayal of like, I guess they're like cultural symbolism that Sony is going with the American way instead of theirs. Which is, I mean, you know, not really gonna touch that with like a 10-foot pole. I just think it's interesting because I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't really care if they changed it over here, especially since like on a muscle memory basis, I feel like I'm pretty easy with like remembering, like I'm pretty easy at like adapting to different control schemes. I mean, I own a Nintendo Switch, a PS4 that I play on regularly, and my gamepad for my PC is an Xbox controller. So like I use all three on a regular basis. Fuck, this is death, isn't it? Yeah, this is death. Um. So like, oh, I didn't know it starts you back here again, but this is appreciated. I actually wonder what would happen if I wanted to quit and try another star. I remember the star taking me a long time when I was younger. I have no clue as to why. Well, see, and once again, I'm jinxing myself because I'm like, oh, I don't know why this took me so long. And I immediately mess up. Like, not even like a second later. Alright. Well, so since I'm only doing the minimum 70 stars, I just realized that we surpassed halfway through the star count. Granted, though, I doubt this is going to be halfway through the Let's Play since now the stars start getting harder. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. It's a good thing you don't actually do damage. Come here. Come here, brother. There we go. Fight that fucker off. Okay. I wish I could aim my camera better so I can actually see where I'm launching this plumber boy. There we go. Say now I can say I don't know why it took me that long. Because I mean, was that third try? I don't think I remember any more of the stars from here. Elevator tour into the volcano. Maybe this is the one that took me longer to do when I was younger? I don't know. Also, by the way, like I mentioned, like I guess when I say younger, I mean like late middle school, early high school is when I played this game. Because I feel like I'm kind of contradicting myself by being like, oh yeah, I played I didn't grow up with this game. But then saying, oh, I think this was the one that took me longer, more time when I was younger. Yeah, like, but yeah, so I keep saying when I was younger, but I actually didn't grow up with this game as like a young kid. Sunshine was a game that I played when I was younger. I weirdly enough, like, I played Sunshine when I was younger, and then when I got older, I I I I, I no longer had any way to play it because I never owned an original Wii, and I didn't have a GameCube anymore. So like I never I never I never I just like mocked myself. Um, so yeah, I didn't have anyone to play Sunshine anymore, but I had like a Wii U with Virtual Console. Man, the Virtual Console was great. Like this I tweeted out recently that I the like Nintendo's legacy support for the Switch has been bullshit. And that's the thing is that's not an unpopular opinion. Everyone's saying that shit. I did not know that that would get me. But like every Nintendo's legacy support is absolute horseshit right now. on the Switch. It's honestly like just as anti-consumer as like EA's like microtransaction bullshit and stuff like that. Like Nintendo is, and the thing is, I don't think, well, Nintendo hasn't always been like perfect with legacy support. I feel like when they were doing Virtual Console and stuff, it was at least serviceable. You know, they at least had a large portion of their stuff. Like Wii U, you could play most games from most systems of theirs, with the exception of like GameCube, which that sucked ass. Which is part of the reason why I didn't have access to Sunshine for the longest time. But like, climb, boy. Oh, I think this is the part that I always screwed up. Was that the part that I always screwed up? Because that was easy. Okay. Oh, that was 2 easy stars. Relatively. I mean, I lost more lives than I usually do, but consider the fact that they're supposed to be intentionally... Oh, that's it. Okay, cool. Bye, Lethal Lava Land. Oh, and, this is about time for the episode, so... I will see all you fellers in the next one. Have a good boy. Yeah, have a good day. Goodbye.